guys, Katy Huller here with KidsCanReadAndWrite.com. Today I want to help you know how to help your kids read the words with UE at the end. So if you've watched my two vowels video, you know that normally when we have two vowels together, the first one will say, hey, remember me, my name is, whatever his name is. And the second one will just listen politely and just not say anything at all. So the first one says its name and the second doesn't say anything because he's just listening. So when you have a U and an E together, whether they're at the end or in the middle or anywhere in the word, the first one will say its name. U is his name, so that's what he'll say. The second doesn't say anything, so don't make a sound for that E. All right, so let's practice. I've written a bunch of words with the UE ending, and let's see how to read them. So this one, we're gonna start at the beginning and blend these two letters together and then say the U sound, right? Ba-la, ba-la, U, ba-la, U. Blue. Do you hear it? When you say it quickly, blue, it's blue. So this is where a lot of people think that U says ooh. It doesn't. It's saying its name, but when you say it quickly, blue, it really sounds like blue. So blue, this is the color blue. How about this one? Here's that UE, make the U say his name. U, the E goes to sleep or doesn't say anything, just listens quietly. So we say color U, clue. Do you have a clue that you can give me to solve the mystery? Clue. All right, here's a bigger one. Now remember, when we get to the bigger words, we're going to find our first vowel and glue it onto that next sound. Then we can break it. We can take a little break there. Then we start the process again. So we go s, res, and then we do u, q, rescue, rescue. Like you rescue someone when they're in danger. Say someone is drowning, you have to go rescue them or pull them out of the water. Rescue, rescue. All right, how about this nice big one? Are you ready? Find your first vowel, glue it on, and then you can break it. Find your next vowel, glue it on, and then you can break it. So when you're helping your kids read words like this, you just want to have them read one part at a time, especially if they're guest readers or used to mixing up words that look similar. As long as they go from left to right and get all the way to the end, they're much less likely to mix up similar looking words. So when you get to a word like this, remind them, find the first vowel, go one past, break it, keep going like that till the end. So here we go. K, on, con, t, in, tin, and then here's that U saying his name. The E's just listening. U. So here we go. Continue. 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 So we can continue through the rest of the words, and I want you to stay tuned because we're going to go over some weird ones at the end. But before we continue, I want you to make sure that you're doing something else with your kids. When they're spelling continue, do you hear how it sounds like continue when we say it quickly? You have to help them hear that it's really continue, like you're going to continue something. So a big part of spelling is not just knowing the tricks, but hearing words the way they're actually spelled in your mind. Because if your kids are sounding everything out, well, they need to hear it correctly to spell it correctly. So when you're dealing with spelling and you see continue is spelled continue or something else, help them hear it correctly. Remember, continue is really con-tin-you, with that sleepy E bossing the U. And that will help them with their spelling too. All right, so let's just real quickly read through these. Remember, you're going to find that first vowel, glue it onto the next sound. This is actually a trick. A and the L usually say all. Here, it's really saying va-al. But if they read it va-al, vol, that's okay. Let them continue. You, right? Vol-you. And you just say vol-you is value, if that happens. How about this one? Do you see the trick in this word? We have the U-E, of course, where that E is not saying anything, but the U's saying his name. But we also have the pirates, R. So remember, A, when he's like this, is wearing his eye patch. R has his sword arm. The A and the R say R, just like the letter R. So when you read this, you want to say R. You can take your break there. G, U, Gu. So it would be argue, argue. See how that works? Teach your kids to look from left to right. Don't teach them to just memorize words, okay? The letters will tell you what to say in almost all of the words. And then there are the weird ones that you have to just learn. But most of the words will tell you what they say if you know the tricks. And remember, if you need a place to learn all of the tricks in a systematic, explicit way, in an orderly fashion, where you can just work through the program one step at a time, go to kidscanreadandwrite.com and look for the Black Belt Reading Program. If you want, you can also go to the kidscanonlineacademy.com site and look for the Black Belt Reading Program. Now, if you have an older kid, maybe 4th, 5th grade, who's struggling to learn to read and write, well, get in touch with me because I have advanced packets you can use with your older kids so it doesn't feel babyish, okay? So you can use words more like these rather than little tiny words that most reading programs have. So if you need bigger words like continue and other things like that, get in touch with me, get the 5th grade packets. I've also got ones for like 2nd, 3rd, 4th that are different. And then the ones that are currently in the Black Belt Reading Program are more for 1st, 2nd-ish. 3rd, if you're just starting to read and really can't read anything at all. All right, so here we go. We got argue. How about this one? Tis, you, tissue, tissue, like a tissue, a Kleenex, something you blow your nose into, a tissue, okay? That's kind of tricky, right? Because it sounds like tissue, tissue. When you say it quickly, though, it comes together as tissue. So it sounds like tissue with an SH in there. So don't be surprised if your kids put an SH in there when they're spelling it. It sounds like shoe, right? But it's a tissue. Another advantage of learning how to sound out words is you start mapping them in your brain better. So hopefully, if you teach your kids to sound them out correctly, it will also help them map them out. But spelling is definitely the harder side. Reading, all the answers are right in front of you. Spelling, you have to come up with everything on your own. So that's going to be more challenging and take more practice, more work, more discipline, and all of that. But you can do it. Don't give up. All right, the last one we have for today in this category is this one. We're going to blend these together because we have 2 letters before our vowel. St. We're going to drag this into the next sound. Stat, stat. And then we're going to say our trick at the end. You. So stat, you. statue. Do you hear it? When you say it fast, this is another one that slurs together. Statue becomes statue. So when we say it quickly, it sounds like statue. Statue. It's really stat-you. 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 But when we say it fast, it sounds like statue. So if you're practicing these because you're learning English, don't be surprised if it's a little confusing. You're going to hear statue when people say it quickly. But it's really stat-you. Stat-you. And then when we say it fast, statue. It comes out like that. So, like the Statue of Liberty, right? Statue. A statue, something in place that shows a picture of someone or something, you know, made out of rock or marble or whatever it's made out of, whichever statue you're looking at. So, statue, statue. And then we have these three at the bottom that I wanted to go over with you guys, because if you're just learning English or if you're just learning how to read, you have to know that there are just some words that are weird that don't follow the rules. So normally UE at the end says you, but in these words, you can't even hear it, and they're bossing the vowel. So this is not value the way we would hope, right? We had value, we changed one letter, it's not value, it's vague. Like if you're being very vague, you're not really telling exactly what happened. You're kind of going around it, you're just saying general things. Vague, you're being too vague. I don't know what you're talking about. Vague, okay? So you have to know that these are different, and these are ones you just have to kind of memorize. This one, instead of plague, it's plague. And you can't hear these at all. Okay? You see how the same thing happened? They bossed the vowel and they're not making a sound there. The ague, it's not value, it's vague. The egg. You can't hear the UE there. It's not plague, it's plague. Plague. You can't hear it there. And same thing in here. They're bossing that O. It's not rogue, it's rogue, a rogue element, okay? So there are exceptions to this rule. Please know that. It's not gonna work 100% of the time, but typically UE will say you, and then you have to learn the weird ones that don't follow that rule. And you can make it funny. You can say vague is vague, or plague is plague, or rogue is rogue, okay? You can make it funny so that when your child's sounding out those words, vague, they're like, what's vague? Vague, right? What's plague? Plague. What's rogue? Rogue, right? You can make it funny like that so that it sticks in their head. So when they're sounding out words using their principles, tricks, they go, oh yeah, I remember, vague is vague, right? You just have to give them some way to recognize it and alter it. So anyway, usually the UE will say you, but occasionally at the end it will be silent and boss that vowel. So good luck with that, guys. English is tricky. It really is. As soon as you learn a rule, you learn some words that break it. But that's just how it is. Hey, if you want to become a black belt reader and writer, look for the Black Belt Reading Program. Go to kidscanonlineacademy.com or to kidscanreadandwrite.com. Hope to see you there, guys. Thanks so much for watching.